Welcome everybody to Vichy in the centre of France for the final instalment of the 2025 Six Nations Under-18s Festival. And we have two undefeated nations going toe-to-toe to round off a thrilling competition and a thrilling glimpse into the future of Six Nations rugby. England versus France, Le Crunchettes, if you will. And Vichy are on their feet to welcome their boys in blue. Fabulous atmosphere generated in Vichy throughout the festival that has seen 8 great teams produce some stunning rugby. This one has the potential to be the best of the lot. Goodness me, The loudest renditions of the anthems reserved for the final match. God Save the King and La Marseillaise rocketing around the Stade Municipal Louis Darragon. And here is how the French under-18s shape up. The interesting one is Mehran Fahi of Perpignan, the outstanding fly half, will wear 15. That means Mel Navizet will partner Valentin Hutto, who was the second half tempo turner in victory against Italy earlier in the week. They've got Joachim Senga Kuo Gilbert to call upon for tries out the back, and their fantastic captain Lilian Barret wear at number 8. For England, Elliot Williams has his 10th appearance as an England under-18 international. The Harlequin captains the side at 6. Charlie Brazen for just his 2nd appearance, the under-17-year-old from Sale and Kirkham Granger, while Charlie Tamani and Junior Delhi ooze tries on the edges, whilst Declan Tracy of Bath is a star turn in the middle. Gautier, Sarota and Nathan Coutin, who were try scorers against Italy, can only settle for spots on the bench, as can Gerald Gorlaku, the Harlequin prop and hooker, who is a powerhouse and packs a punch from the pine. Well, we have a Georgian in the middle to take care of proceedings. Spain, Scotland and Italy all accounted for between these two nations en route to this moment. Only one of these teams will emerge with an unblemished record, presuming that is we don't end in a draw. But we're underway for the final match of this fabulous Six Nations under-18s festival here in Vichy. And the early pressure from England brings Fahi into the match. He's so accomplished, just brilliant things happen around him, but he runs out of room on this occasion. Up against it, touchline coming into play, almost away from the long levers of Junior Denny before the cavalry arrived. England don't build the maul for too long. Instead, they introduce their backs. Dispossessed though. And another man who's been terrific all festival, Virgile Trot, getting his hands on the ball in the centre. England spun, Racing Club, Vichy and their fans rapturous in this opening 60 seconds or so. And the penalty, well, you can barely hear the referee's whistle. That's the atmosphere in this stadium, and a supercharged start sees Les Bluets with an opportunity, well, interestingly, to not feed off the energy of this partisan crowd, and instead opts for pragmatism. They go for the uprights. Mel Navizet of Grenoble. And his left boot charged with opening the scoring account.
12. I don't want to see any more pushing. Okay.
It's a long way off. And you wonder whether that was the right call. Tricky first kick to lay on the shoulders of the fly half, and that roaring crowd behind them. Could they have fed them more with some mauling action in the 22? We're not going to a TMO, we're waiting for a ball. It's a fine one off the right hand from that young man in jeans and a t-shirt. England go long. And France, unforgivably, allow the ball to bounce. They do emerge with possession, they're back in their half. Into the centres they go. No Oscar Butes amongst the 25, the only man missing. And an early sign of the power of Zach Price, a try scorer against Italy. And a first chance to see Sengu in full flight. The claim airily, then the back door, and well, not even he can brilliance the ball away before the touchline touches the ball. But he is an excitement machine, Joaquim Senga Kuo.
On the line, right.
And an early glimpse of his box of tricks. The claim, the back door, and Barre finding the touchline. Stolen on England's line out. Swept up by Giovanni Tafili. France looking fluid. Fahy, so slippery, so elusive. Huto, oh, he switches back to the short side and allows Del Push to just nudge a ball into England's dead ball. And after the bright start by the boys in white, it is France who are fizzing now.
High tackle.
There was a high tackle.
Il y a des sens à finir. Et devant, il y a des sens à finir.
Somewhere in the passage, and well, we're right back to
Only one ball, please.
where the miss was from earlier, and undeterred, France plump for the poles once more. Oh, Navizet sees his effort cannon off the very top tip of the left upright. Two chances spurned from the tee by France.
Ball never goes outside.
England will be relieved
Back.
to see the scoreboard still at nil.
Back.
This time, the goal line kick is claimed
Forward,
cleanly. Fahy. Oh, it's super competitive distance, and really no one put an authoritative name upon it. England's tentative right now.
Stay back.
France, though, don't have any points to show for this early dominance. Told to release, which they did, and you have to say that that is unlucky on England. It was more of a case of the ball being dislodged in the motion going to the floor.
Okay.
But is he not down there?
That's all this.
Well, Elliot Williams is being warned about the penalties, and France now with the easier of the three penalties in this zone. Go to the corner. Well, riddle me that. Confidence may be shaken from his two early misses.
Ball.
But his pack will settle for that touch finder. They go for the five-man line. Big man slotted in there as well in the scrum half position, but it's untidy. And it is nudged forwards. And someone was tackled off the ball.
Don't tell me.
England relieve some pressure with a fine touch finder from Oscar Tolbert, who is one of the under 17-year-olds in this England side, and they have just glided through a chasm in the French midfield, and there's no fullback at home. And England, from first phase, first strike, find Will Knight and they release him into daylight. England under the cosh, but scoring first here in Vichy against France. Well, they poured white jerseys at the midfield, and there was a complete disconnect between the centres of France. Dro and Notolin, nowhere to be seen, and Knight looked up, looking for the cover, and then just put foot to the floor. Almost showing his French counterpart how it's done, but England will settle for 5. And they will settle for this. So easy. The tip off the shoulder from George Marsh to Knight. Fahy nowhere to be seen. And it's a good week in the Knight family. His brother Max, player of the final, as he helped secure Hartpury University the Buck Super Rugby crown only 2 days ago. I'm sure he is tuning in somewhere in some state in Gloucestershire. Talented family. Big carry from Charlie Bray. Just his second appearance in white at under 18s level. He was training with the under 17s not many weeks ago, and here he is amongst the 18s. France really are showing a lot of attacking variety, and they sling out an optimistic left boot that falls into the grip of Senga. And the rub of the green going France's way. They build through their forwards. Woyenaz, Locatelli. Out the back, into the shadows. Again, Locatelli getting the treatment from the English defence. Yon Caperla waits with intent, slotted by Alan Poku. Now it's on for France out wide. Fahy slips it to the winger, but the support isn't inside. Charlie Tamani looks to clamp his jaws down, gets upended for the pleasure. France beginning to threaten, but England holding firm. Slight inaccuracy on the pass. France swimming forwards after going backwards. Houteau. Just one onto Caperla.
Stay.
Houteau travels, just slips one inside to Dro, Gregan style. And England concede the penalty. They've already been warned. They have scored a try since. And I wonder...
Go back.
Well, I wonder what the assistant has to say here.
Okay, let me tell you what I saw. So a blue player was holding 6 white. Yeah. He was on the floor, he was holding him. Yeah. First strike with the arm. He then hit him in the side of the body on the floor with the inside of his arm.
Go back.
It wasn't with his hand, it was with the inside of his forearm, and he hit him on the floor.
Okay. What's the thing? What's your recommendation of this?
My recommendation for me, because he was trying to hit the arm, and then he hit him in the side, it didn't look like he punched him, so I recommend a yellow card, unless you think it's clear foul play for the strike. It's against 6 white. It was on the side of the body with the inside of his forearm.
They're trying to keep the play. Okay. Also, I have a number 8 tip for the leg. A yellow card against
6 white.
6 white. Okay.
Well, that's the captain, Elliot Williams, and
captain and 6. 6.
He's going to go to the bin here.
I'm putting his arm down, sir.
No, first of all, on the head, because that's your body. If you have a warning, yellow card.
I mean, you have to sympathise with Elliot Williams. We get to see a replay, but if a player's holding you, what do?
Punching on the body.
Williams clearly not happy with the call, and England are going to play without their captain for the next stanza.
Good game. It's on the back.
Williams, their most experienced player too. Real pressure here on Maël Navizet. Pressure relieved, and just the hint of a fist clenched. That was an important kick for the man who missed 2 early in this match. And it's an important one for France because they've closed the rears to 2 points. Fabulous compete from the kickoff as Zalele Bleu rings around, and Junior Deli, with all of his height and his spring as well, is just the man to be competing down the gunnels on kickoffs. The arrival from Poku, given short shrift by the French defence, and in fact they dispossess and they release Meron Fahi. Fahi! Oh yes! Meron Fahi with one of the tries of the tournament. An injection of pace and going supersonic from within his half. A try to savour for the man from Perpignan. England caught out on their edge. Max Knight knew he had no hope. He left it in vain to James Pater. But Meron Fahi cruising home in the end. And all of a sudden, Les Bluets are enjoying a very purple patch here. The big D on Poku, the speed at which the ball was transferred to the far reaches. And then this was all about one man and his blistering pace. France lead England 10 points to 5. England punished instantly for the yellow card to their captain. 10 points conceded and barely off 2 minutes.
Stay. Use.
Beautiful slink of the hips from Pater. That's how they teach it at the Northampton Saints. But again, England not cherishing possession and very much second best at the breakdown. Hutter. A lot of room out there if France can release the hands. Dro was on the arrival. England now have a fractured French defence to aim at. Caught high potentially. And the call to release coming a split second before France stripped it, so England will take that penalty.
No.
Well, that is how you find touch. No modesty from the boot of Oscar Talbot. Right into that corner. Only a couple metres shy of perfection. Keelan Freeman-Price of Gloucester goes towards the tail. France sack it illegally, and England have a penalty in their back pocket with which to attack. Oh, goodness me. Body slam to the ground. Huge shots coming in from the French pack, but England still come. Scrabbling desperately to try and force a turnover. The ball knocked on in the collision. Harry Wright looms over it. Dive bombs the line. Ogden Metherell with the clear out. Mears imploring for a call from the referee. Deft hands from Laidlow. Too much to ask from his teammate.
Stay below.
Mears just looking to orchestrate his big runners around him. France are hungry. They are swallowing English forwards in attack at the moment. Back pocket, drop goal. Not a bad option. Charge down, mayhem in the midfield. This game is so open at the moment. Wright slings one around the back, finds Tamani.
Play advantage.
His offload finds the touchline.
Not on.
And it's also knocked on in the process. France survive.
After the touch. Option. Line up.
Cracking atmosphere, isn't it?
Time off.
There is something about age group rugby that draws the best of the game. Talent, ambition, and also decibels from the crowd. They've been treated to an exhibition of the future, or an expose rather. The traditional Six Nation heavyweights of Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Italy, and the two before us today, right now. I've been joined by Georgia and Spain on this journey, and those two have more than held their own.
Time on.
Though Wales have enjoyed an undefeated festival, rounding it off in thrilling action earlier this morning. Bullocking run.
Use.
Poku comes on the body of Zach Price, arches down and locks on like a vice, and France aren't hanging around. Oh, well, Denny picks it off, but the whistle's gone long ago. And either because there was an injury or it wasn't from the mark.
9. If you want to play, you're being correct now.
Well, it's from being not from the mark.
We play.
So it's pretty close. Keelan Freeman-Price is the man down, receiving treatment at the moment. You'll note his dynamism, Freeman-Price, and that is no small part because he was once, upon a rugby life ago, a back row, the classic transition, 6 or 7 to hooker. But a man who is definitely back row, Elliot Williams, has been restored to the field after his yellow card. France go off the top. They're playing with such zest right now, and they're releasing their threats at will.
Hey, stay here.
From the base, steps in Notola, but Doesn't go to plan for France on this occasion. Barely seen them kick.
Right, retreat! Stop!
England, though, spots some unguarded green grass. They get a kind bounce and they get Charlie Tamani storming on.
Now we use it wide!
No, you go back.
France ushered back, England rebuilding. Well, they are coming out second best in the alpha battle of carries at the moment, aren't they? France so up for bearing their shoulders into English midriffs.
Advantage.
Poku, he gets some go forward. Penalty.
Yeah. Whoa. 7.
Offside.
Number 6.
Came earlier in the passage, it seems.
Thank you, Lucas. Number 6. Offside.
Post.
And Remy Kuti of
It's on back.
Aureliac
Okay.
is the
It's on back, guys.
culprit.
Yeah. Oh, here.
And Oscar Tolbert doesn't hesitate in nominating the posts.
Number 10. Kick. Opa.
And like any good kicker, Oscar Tolbert tries to steal a couple of extra meters. I'm sure it's well within his range. This is good game management from England. The French defence are on top. The going is brutal, but a 3-point return would have done very nicely, but Tolbert squeezes the ball wide of the right post. Kickers not on song in this first half between England and France. And England asleep at the wheel. You could see that unfolding a mile away. Navise invited to tap it quickly at the 22, but now there's a bit of fire about England, but too much it seems. As France are awarded the penalty,
Go back.
Charlie Bray receives some attention. Let's take a look at this. I mean, Elliot Williams was pointing, saying someone do something.
14.
Brilliant hit from Bray coming across, but he's suffering the consequences. And England are suffering a 30-metre territory loss. To the tail France go. And in a flash, as is their way, they're into the midfield. Tro. Oh, beautiful hands. Fahy dinks over the top. Foot race for the blue jerseys to race on, and England are there. Ball's loose and England are an inch from their line.
No advantage, guys. No advantage.
Well, they've been at their lethal best in the 15-metre channel so far, France. It just looks like something's going to happen every time Fahy gets on the ball.
There is a mark. Guys, first scrum.
And in tandem with the pace of Del Push.
There is a mark. First scrum. I want stability. Let's go. No. Free. Too far, guys. Too far.
Push!
5, 4, set, stay up.
Haven't had many scrums to feast our eyes on, and that one ends up in obliteration, both sides.
Just talk too much.
France are judged to have heaved illegally. England was only a free kick, but they do miss touch. Is that a late hit on Faye? Not called.
There. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming out across it.
Say what? Strict on the mark down here in Vichy. And from that mark, England not quite to touch. Would have been a French ball anyway, but instead they'll counter from a little deeper. Navise not sure where to go. Matadors the challenge from Williams. Gives a shove to the support player. Plenty of skullduggery going on out there. And France again at their elusive best. Just a dip beneath the challenge from Notola. No one at home for France. Navise scampers across.
Retreat. All back.
And he finds a wonderful touch all the way up to the England half.
Ball line.
We see Faye there. Was he taken late? It's one right on the edge, isn't it? Mears slings it to his flyer half. France turn the ball over again. England are being dominated at the breakdown right now. And they're almost being unlocked by Faye. Knight and Denny doing well. Oh, a chasm opens up and a huge human hurtles through a hole. It's the captain, Lilian Barlet. Lightning pace from the 8 from Lyon. From nothing, France have fashioned a second. And you have to say it's been coming. Poku rushing up and left the dog leg. And how's that for a turn and burn? A number 8 on a fly half.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
He makes it a trio of tries at the Six Nations Under-18 Festival. Spain, Italy, and now England.
See. Ten.
No dice from out wide, but a 10-point lead for France. And England punished mercilessly for the one system error.
Wait.
England have 5 and a bit minutes to try and get themselves some more points before the break. Charlie Tamani's out there begging for the ball. We've hardly seen a glimpse of the devastating save.
We
won't get to do so now.
Number 7, right. Okay. He's out.
But just a reminder to those of you tuning in that it's rolling subs. The aim of the Under 18 Six Nations Festival is development. It's about getting young men exposed to international rugby. It's time on the field, it's different combinations. It's also 35-minute halves. So 4 minutes to go. And for England, Matthew Branch Holland onto the field of Saracens. Big ball carrier. England clearly thinking we need to get on the front foot here. We don't see him carry from the base. Tamani at full extension. Sticky mitts.
Stay wide, stay.
With the resulting offload falling into French hands.
Stop.
It's a brilliant kick. Pater, you've already seen a glimpse of his counter running, but you don't run it straight at Tana. Keletaona. Junior Denny. And England lose the race to the touchline. Keletaona coming across with the big right shoulder. Not straight. A let off for England. And a lost opportunity for France to stretch their lead in the closing stages of this first half. We've only had 3 tries, but it's been a far more entertaining match than that tells. Try for England now completely changes the complexion of this contest, but they need to resource possession. Wow. Optically, it was French dominance, but in the eyes of the man in the middle, it was done so illegally. Final minute and 10 seconds, and well, neither side's line out is purring, is it? To Philly, once again, the dustpan and brush for France, and our clock running a little slow, but France's attack perfectly in time, and young passions bubbling on the brink of the break. But it's been a fabulous contest, and it's been full-blooded, as you'd imagine. 2 fiercely competitive nations, a rich rivalry, and 2 sides desperate to end their festival undefeated. The sabre rattling concluded, and it is Les Bluets who are cheered in. It is the roast beef jeered in, but it is France who lead at the break. JJ. 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 Okay, so the mic fell. Guys. Okay, so the microphone is dislodged from that's why. Welcome back to Vichy and the climax of the 2025 Six Nations Under-18s Festival, where France are leading England in the battle of the two undefeated nations. That is, excluding Wales. Congratulations to you. 3 from 3, and with their feet up in basking in not just this central French sunshine, but that undefeated title. France lead England 15 points to 5, and they've just dished out the treatment of the tackle bags that they have to England all first half. It has been a muscular and bruising first 35 from France, with sprinkles of attacking brilliance and no shortage of ambition. One that England are looking to match here with this opening salvo. A foot certainly in touch, and I think a whistle blown long ago. Charlie Tamani. Well, I think that might just be the third time he's touched the ball. Whistle already gone on that occasion. The second was to retrieve a kick that wasn't really for him, tight to the touchline, and the other at full stretch with only an inch between him and the paint. More punishment meted out by a big French shoulder, Thomas Delpech. The Aureliac flyer, distinctive in his red scrum hat, and England pop up before the ball goes in. And the referee shows little patience. France show little mercy. Oh, the glitziest of feet. And the gliding dummy, and then hands in the ruck from England. Feels cynical. Well, they are very lucky to keep all their team on the field there, England. A penalty in that area of the field with France firing. They leave it to Jon Caperat. Now out to the backs, tumbling over the English shoulders. It's brilliant defence, and finally Tamani gets some room. But no sooner he looks up and steps inside, he's buried by blue.
Don't play on the 9. You're good. Stay.
Talbot can only relieve just a hint of pressure. England have been physically dominant over the two sides they've faced, Scotland and Spain. They're getting a taste of their own medicine here against France, who, in fairness to England, are being afforded the luxury of time when it comes to forming a line-out. Well, Tafili misses his man, not for the first time this festival, but Barret is there, and France are on the front foot. Now it's Price. Barnstorming tight head. This is the loose head, linking up with the hooker. The front row doing it all alone. Huto finds a willing runner in Kuti. Forwards and backs all having their say. Kuti again, nice feet just to shift the point of contact for the defenders. Wow, who was that for? Definitely not for Zach Price, but he shows tremendous softness of touch to reel it in. Fizz across the face, and Thomas Delpech rounds off a scintillating move from Les Bluets. Forwards and backs in harmony. The last pass, a delight. And Delpech, who's shown glimpses all game, gets his score. 1, 2, missed out. And Isaac Mears never stood a chance as Delpech took air. France are running red hot in Vichy right now. The architect of that final pass, my Navizet, adding the extras. And really, France are irresistible right now. Playing quite brilliantly by Barret. The English defence disintegrating at the will. France's captain. That's a turnover. And that absolutely had to come. Tolbert, well, judging by
retreat.
the look of the field, he's missed touch, and England can ill afford to make any errors, let alone ones as costly territorially as that. Keeps it in field again, and Navizet growing in confidence with each turn he has. All jumbles to the dead ball, and looks like Mears will be content for the goal line clearance.
Player.
Tolbert, sort of in between contestable and distance, and little pressure on the French receipt. They build from England's 10-metre line.
There's the ball.
Couteau, Couty ignored. Houteau, Navizet round the back. France playing even more salivating rugby. Keleteona on the end. Barret out of the tackle, and well, the hamstrings being asked to stretch a little too much. England swipe it away through Declan Tracy, and they release the pace of Pater. Turbojet, James Pater, coming from orbit, and like a meteorite from within his own half. And that is just what England ordered. Tracy, it was an agricultural looking kick, wasn't it? Just to clear the decks. But it rolled perfectly weighted, and Pater absolutely stripped the French cover for pace. The Northampton Saint, gas to burn. Tolbert adds a handy pair of points to draw England to back within 10. Keep your eyes on England's 15. Where is he coming from? Like a 100-metre track start. Game on. England now in the mood. Tamani just delays the ball and invites the rangy running of Henry Laidlow. Dro comes across to slot him. France with the counter ruck. Dro goes again, and it's off a French boot and kicked through. Ah, that's tough on Dro, isn't it? And some extras from Barret puts his team under even more pressure.
Arthur, leaving the ball.
Well, this is the counter. It comes from Dro here, charging through. Not sure how much he knew about kicking that ball forward. England aren't going to complain. They are going to drive. They are going to pulverise the French pack. And in the blink of an eye, 2 tries in as good as 2 minutes from England have turned the contest on its head.
On my line.
Matthew Branch Holland driving through a French resistance made of papier-mâché. And Vichy, all of a sudden, feels awfully quiet. And Talbot on target. It's a 3-point game here in Vichy. England have weathered the French storm and they have come out swinging. I'm not sure you'll see an easier maul try than that anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere. France, though, we've already enjoyed the threats that they pose all over the pitch. Locatelli, second row, finds himself spilling forward to his ire.
Forward ball out. Let's go, Boulders. Boulders.
Come to me, guys. Yeah, there's the mark. Right.
It's expand.
Minute stop in the smart. Minute stop in the camera.
It's expand.
Good job,
Everything going the way of England right now. A free kick. And is that a 50-22? Or is it straight out? Well, where was the assistant? Straight out from England. Oh, the margins are so fine, aren't they? The swell of momentum that England would have felt had that been on the money. Instead, they're all the way back where they started. France firing the ball through the hands. Fahy can't reel it in, neither can Senga Kuo. Oh, no lift. It's because it wasn't required. Ogden Metherell, 6'8", stood at the front. He's just as towering when his feet are on the ground. England switch back to the right. Junior Denny kicks a streaky ball through that travels infield. Mears is there applying pressure to France's outside centre, Notola. He's got through a lot of unglamorous work. The blue head-guarded midfield man. And now he's in at scrum half. Well, the French captain is an outstanding prospect, isn't he? Lilian Barret. Leon have got a good one there. Charlie Tamani, the space he's been craving. Swats away one, has Delpeche hanging to his ankles, and Fahy, well, was there advantage to be played? Fahy, no mercy from referee Papua. Chika Beridze's pocket. France's turn with 14. What a match.
Four wide. Four wide.
Well, I can assure you there was a knock on in there from an attempted intercept. Fahy feeling the full force of the referee's pocket. On comes Bordeaux's Mathis Argenton. England somehow lose that ball, and well, when you're suplexing, Jackalers back over onto your side, it's pretty telling that they're clamped onto the ball. Pretty dangerous stuff as well, and George Marsh of the Leicester Tigers letting the French forwards know.
Be careful. Let's follow
That he enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're taking the kick again. Push. Lifting the leg.
Talbot commanded to take England to the corner. And he does so. Right to the front porch of France's try line. England, they haven't led since that early try, and well, they won't get the opportunity to now because of obstruction. Now, I can only think that the lifter stood in behind the jumper as he came to the deck to stop the French forwards from getting a hit and driving back. It was a nicely worked move though, wasn't it? Harry Wright coming round the corner. 17 minutes to go. Gerald Dorlaku, the outstanding prop and hooker from Bishop One School in Sunbury. Been shifting tin down at Hazelwood all term, and he brings a bit of that power here in Vichy. Try scorer Branch Holland battles his way. Mears spots just a glimmer of a gap, and he steals through, and he delivers the ball into the grip of Will Knight, who bags himself a brace in this ding-dong of a crunch against France. It was an outstanding carry from Branch Holland, and Mears just saw the defence go, sold the dummy, had the wheels to beat the big replacement tight head. And who do you want on your shoulder? You want Will Knight, you want Gloucester's captain, and you want Oscar Talbot sizing up the posts to kick you into a 4-point lead. What a turnaround this has been from England, and France now, having looked so physically dominant, so hungry for humans, and so brilliant with the ball in hand. Now they're the ones who are disconnected. They're the ones who look like the team without a plan. And I'm sad to say that there's only 15 minutes of this game remaining. The crowd at the Stade Municipal Louis Darragon seek to rouse Les Bleuets with their voices, but the line-out has completely crumbled. Gorleku was there at the tail to mop up the mess. Denny takes England across the halfway. Hint of back feet offside. Now England are really moving through the gears. Get it to Tamani. Well, instead, Henry Laidlow holds on. Was that the right call? England still have it. Mears, head on a swivel, looking for fractures in the French defence once more. Just drifts one over the top to Ollie Spencer. And Mears ain't hanging around. That's going to be a penalty and a yellow card if the referee comes back for it. No effort to get back 10, and Mears is telling him so. England with the bit between their teeth. Oh, Mears, just the little no-look switch back. Almost opened up for Declan Tracy, his Bath teammate. Dribbled through. France will win the race through the feet of Notola. But it looks like we may be coming back for an earlier infringement. Nice idea. Why wouldn't you with Knight and Pater? And that is either a replacement or it's a yellow card. The Frenchman leaving the field. George Marsh dusted down. I think past Declan Tracy. Is there on the floor receiving treatment. Brother Connor, former England age group international, well, current actually for the under-20s, on the books at Bath. And playing Buck Super Rugby at the University of Bath as well. Oscar Talbot makes no mistake. And he stretches England's lead to 7. Their biggest of the match. And they have grown. They have dug deep. They were all at sea as a result of the French physicality for nearly 45 minutes, but dropped on the kickoff, and then was Tamani in front. Well, it'll just be the knock-on, but how often do you see that? Right from the kickoff, a ball dropped cold. And just the little crumb of hope that France needed. And if it was intentional, sticking it on Declan Tracy, who was the man injured moments ago, it's pretty crafty. Real spiky performance from Tracy against Spain. But France are the ones looking to spike England's lead here now. France haven't enjoyed a concerted period of possession in some time. What's the connection like? Still slick or rusty? Senga. Nothing comes. Ricocheted off Pater. So France still have it.
That's it.
Well, France can't buy a line-out win at the moment. Marsh drops on the ball untidily, and in doing so, knocked the ball on. Head snaps back in frustration. Demands an awful lot more of himself, George Marsh. Product of Denstone College in the Midlands in England. Very fine school. Big blind side for France to work with here. They may just power play it through the pack. They do eventually move blind. Hutto gets some meters through big tacklers that really weren't his to have, but that's a fine carry from Argenton. Replacement front row inject themselves. Achille Stoessel. Out the back, crossfield's on. Who's going to own the airspace? Oh, France do through Sorote, but it's a brilliant tackle to deny the flying Frenchman. Tamani still battling. Hutto to Gatto. Approaching the final 8 minutes of the contest, and what a contest it's been. Barret bouldering his way forward, but finally finding resistance. Stoessel, pick and go from Christian Mendes Tani. England have it though. They put boot to ball. Tamani will get after this. But it looks like Pater's going to arrive. It's Knight. Mears gets his man, swings from the hips of the French playmaker, Navizet. Well, England, surely they need to compete at this. Discipline and control exercise as they fight to not give away a penalty. It almost sits up perfectly for the French. Goodness me. It was a canyon that France found with the boot. Pater from pace. I mean, this is the match to round off the festival, isn't it? We have been treated to a very auspicious glimpse into the future of the Six Nations from all the 8 nations who've been taking part. But this one, for commitment, for claret, if you're Declan Tracy, and for class, pretty incomparable. 6.5 to go. Pressure on young shoulders. Sam Bland on and into the front row, the Yorkshireman. Him and Ollie Spencer have been destroying scrums on behalf of the North all season. Can they combine here in Vichy? France instructed to use. Barlet does so. Whew. Dancing feet, but a javelin arrives in the form of a left shoulder, and Paul Nava is fouled. France looking less dynamic than they did in the opening salvos. To the boot, Senga. Second to the ball. England can finish it here with a try. hot potato hands. A dummy sold and a soft shoulder found. England on the front foot. Oh, Navize buried at the bottom, slowing it up. Gorleku danced around one, then got hit by another from the blind spot. Tracy. But a forward pass. The call. Well, it's been a carnival. The entire festival, and particularly for the past 65 minutes and 38 seconds, but now it is a tension-riddled stadium. Stade Municipal Louis Darragon anxiously awaits the climax of this crunch. France have lost their fluidity, but they still have threats out wide. Sanga, was he taken after he kicked? The timing okay for the man who counts, the referee in the middle. England. Oh, well, about 3.5 minutes to survive, but they're going to survive the first portion of that. Deep down in their half. Penalty conceded. Oh, they haven't given this guy quality ball. I mean, that's fine, isn't it? No dramas on the challenge coming in. France finally win a line out. Oh, when it matters most, a boot is jettisoned from the skirmish, and France are rocking and rolling. They're mauling, but England are wedging. More ballast arrives in blue, and France fight their way to the paint quite magnificently. Everything against them the last half hour, but Achille Stocel plunges across the paint, and France have a kick to level the match. What a match. And what a moment now for Maël Navize of Grenoble. He missed 2 kicks, 2 penalties in the opening minutes of the match from a similar position and range. And he's missed the conversion that could have leveled the match. France trailed by 2. 90 seconds to go. The undefeated record of France and England on a knife edge at this year's festival. France, can they magic more points from their own 22? We've seen them already, they've got the ability. Oh, but they don't have the hands to preserve possession as the tackles rain in, but there is a penalty. Offside. Offside in the midfield at the back feet, presumably. England's over-exuberance, their undoing, and France up to the halfway line. Navize, the man who missed the levelling conversion moments ago, disseminates the final orders. his designs for one last attack. England, though, burgle the ball in the Vichy skies. The line out, letting France down again. England with a risky tip when all they needed to do was stick it up their jumper. The ambition, yet folly of youth. That's why we love age-grade rugby. And it's a wonderful tackle, in truth, from Mathis Argenton, who's been very busy. He's been a lively addition since coming off the bench. And this is France's last gasp. Paul Nava, the replacement scrum half, crabs to the open side. More numbers arrive from out wide. Navize just drifts the ball into open space. That's fly hack forward. England knock on. France retain the ball. It's messy, but it's France's, and that's all they care about. Les Bluets, Nava inside. Now they work the short side. So many blue jerseys, so many threats. The handling crisp. Was there an arm in that tackle? A thriller of a match. And one last steal fittingly on the floor from the captain, Elliot Williams. And the deal still isn't done. Mears from his knees to Laidlow. I think 1 minute was the call. There's a hint of going up and high. England dive bomb, and that's risky. Mears to Talbot, who draws the curtain on not just this year's Under-18 Six Nations Festival, but an all-time classic between England and France of any level, men or women, 18s, 20s or seniors. A classic crunchette, and one that England have won on French soil in quite magnificent fashion in Vichy. England end their campaign undefeated, and France finish having played their part in an exhibition of age group rugby.